I'm trying to lose weight and I just can't do it. It's incredibly frustrating to be someone who does everything that, you know, the before and after pictures that you see online of like, they did this and da-da-da. And a month later, they lost 2 stone. So it's the most frustrating thing and sad and difficult and, yeah, intense. I'll walk around and think that everyone that I look at thinks that I'm fat.
And then the nutritionist that you're under, is that through something you've organised or something you were referred into?
Yeah, I've been seeing him for a year, and I did like that month-long hormone profile that showed that I had a lot of like estrogen dominance. Like it seems like the way that my weight fluctuates and everything, like it's gone up 4 kilos since I last saw you. I don't remember a lot from my childhood, but I remember being thin for a long time, just being kind of like a normal kid. And I think it was maybe when I look at pictures of my childhood, I can see that I think I started gaining weight when I was like 7 or 8. And I remember being in primary school and being made fun of. And my mom knew it was really hard for me. So when I was like 16, she had me change schools. And in changing schools, I decided that I was going to be a different person. And I went kind of dark. Like everything I wore was dark. And I wear like these Doors t-shirts and I was full on like that. And I kind of recreated myself and nobody messed with me. And it was wonderful.
Where we're at now, what were your thoughts? What were you hoping to happen next or thought you needed next?
The thing that I went to with my nutritionist next was gut issues. So he thinks that based on the fact that I started thyroid, I was working with a doctor in Canada and I started thyroid hormones.
When you say thyroid hormones, is that a medication we prescribe?
No, it's not. No, it's from a doctor in Canada.
What is it that you're taking exactly?
It's the pig thyroid.
Okay, do you know what it's called?
Is it called porcine thyroid glandular?
It's not something that we prescribe.
When people tell me I don't need to lose weight and I'm beautiful and all this, I numb to it. I don't hear it. It's, I know what I think about myself, and it's not that. But I appreciate it.
The position I'm in here is obviously you've got various input from different people. None of that is sort of usual treatments. So it's difficult for me to advise on something. For example, I don't know any of the side effects or problems caused by this porcine thyroid because it's not something we would usually prescribe here. When did you last have thyroid tests? Was it the ones that your doctor did last year?
Yeah, it was the last one.
Were you taking the thyroid stuff at that point?
No.
And yet your results were completely normal.
Yeah, I sent it off to the doctor. I think that the issue raises is that the ranges that you work in the UK and the ranges that are worked on in the US and the ranges in Canada, they're all different. So just because a test says it's within normal ranges, does it really mean that it's within normal ranges? And I think at this point it got to us, like no one has an answer. There is an answer. So what is the answer?
What, an answer to what?
To why I can't lose weight. Why my hormones go up and down. It's emotional, you know. I think that there's a particular level of responsibility that we should take in our own health. And I am so willing to do that. I will do anything that my nutritionist tells me to do if I think that it's going to work. And I have done everything that he's told me to do to the T. So for me, taking control of my own health, it's not a question. It's yes, I will do that because it's the most important thing in my life. The amount of money I spent, I don't want to know, but I'm sure it's in the area of 10 grand.
Unfortunately, in medicine, there's not always an answer, and that's the hard thing. And some people's hormones do fluctuate more than other people's. It's one of those difficult things is where do we say it's a variation of normal and we can sort of try and support you through it? I think that you'll see from everything I've done that this does not feel normal to me. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't spend over 2 grand on testing if I thought that this was normal. Because it wasn't 2 years ago. So something happened.
Yeah. But and just remind me again though, it's not that you're putting on weight continually.
No, it's just
that you fluctuate a lot.
And then like excess fat won't go. Like I have 7 kilos easily to lose. Okay. And it just won't go. It doesn't matter what I do. Literally 1,200 calories, 1,600 calories, exercising, not exercising, makes no difference.
What would you like to happen next from us?
I would have loved for you to have an answer. But that not being the case, I'd like to retest my thyroid and my white blood cells.
The only way of knowing an answer to a problem is by trying things. And so this will actually be the first medical thing that I've done, like traditional medical thing. This is the only thing left. It's like that, basically. It's like the last resort.
I don't have the access to do all the specialist tests that you've had done through private services. You're seeing so many different people. Is it worth us saying, well, why don't actually you go and see an endocrinologist?
Yeah.
And see what they suggest? They deal with all the sort of different hormone-producing glands in the body. Some specialise in one more than the other. I can't promise you they're going to come up with an answer, okay?
I get it.
So I don't want to get your hopes up.
It's fine.
But they can at least look with a specialist eye at the tests you've had done, decide whether they feel it's right to do some more of those tests or which ones they think are appropriate. Okay, well, thank you for coming down.
I grew up in Nigeria and I have always wanted to be here and I have dreamt that. But when it came to reality, it was just like a dream come true. The depression started in 2012 when I separated from my husband. When I got pregnant with my second son, really, really bad that I couldn't manage. I'm just trying to help myself as well because if I'm strong enough, I'll be able to take care of my little ones. But sometimes I do feel very, very low and depressed. Maybe I'm hoping for something positive to happen too soon or quick, you know.
Is this what you mean with your sister and
Yes.
finding out about
Yes.
immigration and so forth?
Yes.
It was that last time that really caused you to go downhill, wasn't it? It was all the anticipation of hoping to hear that she'd got a visa.
Yes.
And then when she hadn't, I think that sort of everything sort of fell apart at that point, didn't it?
Yes. I'm not saying that they are not doing great here. They are quite doing great here. I'm getting support from the social network they have here, but there's nothing like one having his or her family. When you go out and come back, you have your family that you will talk with, chat with. It makes a difference in our life.
So I think it's just a case of continuing everything as we are, but also not anticipating too much in 2 weeks' time when you find out more from immigration, because
Exactly.
you don't want to build everything up again and end up like we saw you a couple of months ago, was it? 2 months ago?
Yeah, two months ago.
But you certainly seem a lot brighter in yourself. But I think it's just so positive that you're getting out and meeting other people and, you know, getting the babies socialising.
I do care work, and I work in Putney. It's a residential care home for elderly people. I don't like people looking after me. I like looking after people. But for me to get better and be able to do things that I'm doing now, I have to allow people to care for me so that I will carry on caring for people, for other people.
And accommodation-wise?
We are still in the temporary accommodation,
Yeah.
but better place, not like the single room we are.
So that it's the accommodation's better than it was.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's good. So everything's moving forwards. This is all very positive.
Yes.
What we'll do with the medication, let's put 2 months worth on that prescription.
Okay.
And if we see you just before this medicine runs out,
Okay.
that's sensible. And then, of course, if things suddenly come unstuck and things are going downhill again, then come back in and we can talk more about that at that point in time.
Okay.
And we just keep our fingers crossed.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care.
I am a fighter. What can break you is what will make you stronger, and that is what I am today. I am a stronger person than I was.